And we are here. Oh my God. We are on what is this? The fourth episode, I believe. Let me make sure the volume is good over here. Yes, this is the fourth episode. Yeah, I can talk right. We've been doing a little bit of technical shit. As you can tell, things are a little different tonight, hopefully for the better. But you are here with us now, joining us for the Grimm Tales podcast. And tonight we are talking about a fucking dumpster fire of a movie. So, as you can tell, I'm not a very big fan of this one, but I will tell you this. I tried to stay as neutral as possible, and I did try to pull out some positives of this movie. Hopefully, good old VC here has a little bit more positive to say about it, but I have some. I think out of all the notes that I have, probably a quarter of them are positive. So
a quarter of them.
About a quarter of all the fucking notes that I've made. But yes, this is the Grimm Tales podcast. You're joining us. This is episode 4, and we are doing this episode on the Scream 2022 movie. And I'm going to bust your bubble right now. No, it is not a reboot. They just decided to fuck with you and make you think it's a reboot. But we'll get to that later.
When I was looking into the movie and everything, I swear I thought it was a reboot. Nope.
I was hoping. The reason when we got into this, I was hoping it was a reboot, and maybe because like I said this to you before. And before we start, this is very unprofessional of us. This is VC Lauren right here, as always. He was wearing the good old ghost face mask in the beginning, of course. And of course, you see, we are making improvements. We finally got VC's camera better. It's much better, actually. I think I like this loadout much better. Its sound is better.
Light, everything.
Yeah.
Microphone right here.
Yep.
New light in front of me.
Yeah, everything is coming together. Don't get me wrong; it's going to continue to change. As time goes on, we're going to make it even better. But we'll get to that. I'm going to announce some things before we get into the ideas of the movies real quick. I'm gonna figure out. I'll give this to you. The way we're going to do things a little differently tonight, as we haven't done this in the last 3 episodes, but we're going to introduce this now. Is by the end of the show, we're going to give you guys our rating system, which is a new rating system I'm going to use for both the podcast and even the live gaming streams. But basically, by the end, we'll rate stuff like the gore rating, the storytelling, the characters acting, so forth and so on. And those things will be from a 1-star to a 5-star rating. That would be 1.5, 2.5, well, so forth and so on. And we'll go from there. And if it's really good, we'll give it the NoBull seal. If it's really bad, we'll give it the NoBull pile. And then after, that's exactly. I'm pretty sure something's getting that tonight. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But also, after we give all those ratings, then we'll do the final rating on the movie itself. And VC will give his rating from 1 to 10. And if it's below the 1, he'll give it the NoBull pile. If it's above the 10, he'll give it the NoBull seal. And then I'll do the same. And then we'll give it an overall rating from that point based off of what we have. So you guys have a general idea of what we think of the movie compared to our thoughts. But that's going to be later in the show. That's going to be I love how I set my fucking my watches. I was supposed to set a timer, and I didn't.
You forgot again?
I did. I'm real fucking professional. Let me tell you. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. So, that's going to be at the end of the show. That's the beautiful part about doing this shit completely organic. Anything's happening. This is not scripted. That's the one thing, like, there are some mild scripted things, like we said, the rating system, that's scripted out. Well, not scripted, but it's planned. But everything else this is like no different than doing a live show. The cameras go on and we're live. Like, we want to capture everything, even the fuck ups, because I know you guys. I've seen some of those comments in there, and you guys fucking grilled me for not remembering Jamie Lee Curtis's name. And in the first episode, you guys grilled me a little bit, and I got some private messages grilling me. Why'd you forget Jamie Lee Curtis's name? Look, guys, I know Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm an old fuck. She's been around for a long time. I know who she is. Difference is, though, when these cameras go live, the brain sometimes goes wonky. Plus, there is a lot going on behind the scenes here. So I got a lot on my plate. So yeah, sometimes brain farts happen. But that's the beauty of what we do here. Like if a brain fart happens, you're gonna catch it because we want this to be organic. But yeah, let's get into the movie. I know I've been talking a lot.
Let's do it.
So yeah, we were talking about how we thought this movie was a reboot, and it was not. Go ahead, Vic. Tell them what you thought about it.
This movie, what I thought about it.
Well, about it generally making you feel like it was a or a reboot.
Well, I came into it with high hopes because when was the last made one? Like in 2000, right? It was
no, because this is the fifth one.
I don't know, but I was disappointed with this movie, and I'll get into why everything. It definitely wasn't a remake. It wasn't none of that. It was just your typical slasher film. I was expecting more. I didn't get more.
I'm gonna tell you right off the bat.
Same shit.
This movie. I'm gonna go on record and I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna put this on. This is gonna be on TikTok right here. Okay, so TikTok frame right here. Scream 2022 made my asshole cry. Okay.
I bled bloody diarrhea. That's what it made me do.
Exactly. Movie really made me sad. I did not go. Here's the thing. I think me and you went into this a little differently, though. I know I know you like somewhat cheesy horror movies, and that's cool. I don't mind cheesy horror movies, but I was never a fan of the Scream franchise. I hated the first one. I hated the second one.
Is that my favorite serial killer? Ghostface, but definitely I definitely liked the first movie came out in 1996 or something like that.
See, here's the thing. It was a little more relevant. It was a little more relevant then. And it was the 90s, and they did make those type of movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer and all those fucking movies like that. They all had that same vibe. So it was like okay, it was whatever. The Faculty, that was another one. I could go on. They all had like the teenagers. Yeah.
Getting killed, yep.
Even Jeepers Creepers, the first Jeepers Creepers came out around the same time, didn't it? I think. Yeah. So it's like, I get it, whatever. And, it was relevant at the time. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it at the time. But then they started making 2 and 3. I don't even watch 4. I don't even know what the fuck 4 is about. I gave the fuck up after the second one.
This was technically supposed to be the 5th one, but they didn't even name it that.
No, and this is the thing. The director, which I'm going to get into in a minute, the director, they went on record, I was reading online, they went on record stating that the reason why they decided not to give this was it was supposed to be, it was supposed to make sense in the movie, right? I think, this is what I think. I think this fucking director was doing the equivalent of clickbait for this movie, trying to make it sound more interesting than it actually was. Like, oh, the movie's going to make more... Trust me, the name's going to make sense when the movie comes out. It didn't, motherfucker. It didn't at all. You fucking clickbaited me. You made me think it was a reboot, and it wasn't. This is fucking Scream 5. Just call it Scream 5.
The movie literally began the same way
the original one. Don't give me... Same
exact way.
Let me tell you something. Here's something. What was the actress's name in the? See, here we go. This is where the brain fart come in. Hey, babe.
Better with these.
We talked about this earlier. The actress that was in the first Scream movie, the one that's in all the Adam Sandler movies. Drew Barrymore. If I'm correct, if my memory serves me, I'm almost 100% sure on this, but I could be wrong. Go ahead, fire at me in the comments. Tell me I'm a dumb fuck. I don't give a fuck. But here it is. Drew Barrymore, if I remember correctly, did a grand slam of like 10 minutes, maybe less, in the very first movie. And it was her in the kitchen, and the phone rang, and she answered the phone, talking to her, and it was like, what's your favorite scary movie? And then she dies like 10 minutes into the fucking movie. Guess what? Spoiler alert. This is how this fucking movie starts.
Exactly the same way. The only difference is that she did not die. She got
No, she didn't die.
she didn't die, and the reason is because apparently they needed the sister to come into the picture.
Yeah, which we'll get into. Which we're going to get into her in a minute.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. But and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this movie, but it's okay. Fuck it. I knew it was going to happen eventually. But this one really got my panties in a fucking ruffle. Okay. But yeah. And here's the thing. The other thing that really, even we're sticking to the concept of the beginning of the movie. Okay. The thing that really annoyed me was they even though it was a different killer, like 20 years later, basically.
Right.
They decided to keep the same fucking voice. It was literally almost the same fucking voice synthesizer. Why?
The little robotic synthesizer
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie? So I can't even mimic it, but whatever it is, like your mom in a porno getting shot, like a big old football team in her ass. That's what my favorite scary movie is, bitch. Like that just didn't, like, right there, right when that started, like when that happened, I was mad. And here's the other thing, like I thought like maybe they would change it, like maybe the mask would be different, maybe the costume. No, this motherfucker's still shopping at Party City.
Yep.
Okay.
Cheesy ass mask that I have here is probably what they used.
Yeah, it's the same fucking mask, same fucking like it. Same knife. Tell me this. Tell me why.
They don't ever change the look. It's always the same.
Well, we'll get to that later. There was one time that they changed the fucking mask, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But it was even the same fucking knife, dude. Like, why is it 20 years later, a different killer has the same fucking style knife? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I know this. I know. Man. I know this movie is based off of, like, they made a movie inside the movie. I get that. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's like, how self-aware can you be before I lose interest? Like, it got to the point where the movie was so self-aware. I'm going to, like, what part was it? It was when they were at the. It was when they were all talking together, and they basically said something about, well, at least it wasn't a cash grab. Like, this movie's so self-aware that it knows that it's a fucking cash grab.
It knows the reason it was made.
Yeah, this wasn't like the hot. Like, here's the thing. And they were trying to make, like, I was reading online, they were making comparisons that all these horror movies are making a comeback, right? Like Halloween, which they did the 3 Halloween movies. They just brought back Hellraiser. They're doing Jason again. They're all this shit, right? Let me tell you something. All those are reboots.
Yep.
Except for the Halloween. The Halloween is a direct sequel to the first one. But here's the thing. Do not, and then you know what? If you watch the first episode, you'll know that I did not say that I didn't love nor hate the new Halloween movies. Okay, I didn't love nor hate, but do not fucking compare this movie to Halloween in any fucking way.
Not this one. Maybe I could compare it to, like, Jason. Maybe, you know.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Like this.
No.
This was a complete. Like, here's the thing. This movie pissed me off because it basically, if you really read into it. It basically says, hey, are you a horror fan? Fuck you. That's what it is. Yep. Fuck you. You're stupid.
Give up your money.
Yeah.
Give up your money for shit and go home happy. That's what it said.
At least here you go. I know we talked when we did the episode on the taking of Deborah Logan. I said that the horror movie that pissed me off the most was Paranormal Activity.
Right.
I fucking hate I hate that franchise because it's literally the same shit. It's like $20,000, $30,000 to make the movie, and the guy makes billions, and it's the same shit over and over. It's so cheaply made, whatever. I just can't get into it. I don't like the movie. But I will say this. At least that fucking movie tried to be a movie.
Mm-hmm. No, this one literally began the same way, and it just, there was no excitement to this movie whatsoever. I remember, like, I watched it with my son, and he fell asleep during the movie.
See, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. oh man, hold on. What do we got here? Where's the one? Okay, here you go. You ready for this one? Okay.
Yeah.
To rebuttal your comment about your son falling asleep, it actually took me 2 sit downs to watch this whole movie. I thought this movie was it was almost 2 hours long or whatever the fuck it was. I sat down, started watching it in one night, got about an hour into the movie, which, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Okay, you know what? Just to be even more precise, I have this down as a note. 45 minutes into the movie, I still hated it. By 45 minutes into the movie, I didn't yet have a good point yet. I was still looking for a good reason to watch this fucking movie. An hour in, I paused it. I didn't pause it, my bad. I stopped it, walked away, because I started this movie on Monday night. I finished it this morning.
Wow, so you just took a break from it.
I did, because I could not sit through the whole fucking movie in one sitting. I couldn't do it, and I've never done that with a movie. Usually, I will watch a movie 100%. Even if I don't like it, I'll sit through it. This movie was so fucking long and so unentertaining. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I know it sounds like I have absolutely nothing positive to say, but I do. I have a few. Like I said, I have about out of all my notes, I have about a quarter of things that are okay. I will get to them. I will get them a point. But here you go. I'm gonna get to my first thing that I don't like. That's gonna get me a lot of hate. I don't care. The actress, not the little sister. I actually thought the little sister. Well, I have her name right here. Let me see. Where is she?
It was Melissa and Tara.
Well, no, I'm talking about the actress's name.
The real name.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find her. Where is she? Oh my God. I gotta start doing this shit on the PC, because on the phone it's a little harder. Okay, the little sister, the one that it opens up with, I did not have a problem with her acting. She was not a bad actress. She did her role to the best she could. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which was basically just run around, scream, and
exactly. She did a good job for the shit sandwich she was giving, right? She ate that shit sandwich and she acted like it was good, and I respect her for that, because you're getting paid. You got to sell what you're doing. Yeah, so I'm not even mad about that. But here we go. You ready for this one? That's going to get me a lot of hate. Melissa, what's this? I'm going to butcher this name. Barrera. Melissa Barrera, I believe her name is. The older sister, the one that ran away and came back to save her. I absolutely couldn't stand her fucking acting. She was a horrible actress. I don't care if I get hate for this. She's like that type of actress that stares. You know what I compare her to? I don't even know if it's worse or it's good. You know the actress from that fucking vampire movie? What was her name? What was that vampire movie? That I hated that movie too. Oh man. It was like the Housewives. Every housewives and woman love this movie.
A vampire movie?
Yeah, it was the fucking where they sparkled and shit.
Oh, you're talking about Twilight?
Twilight. Yeah, Twilight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know the actress in Twilight?
Yes.
About as bad as her. I don't remember her name. I try to forget it, but she's about as bad as her. She's just so fucking like dead inside. Like, you know what it is? Here's the thing. I don't know anything else she's acted in, so I don't know if she's a bad actress. But here's what I got. Here's what the impression I got from her in this movie: that she hated her role so much that she didn't even try to sell it. Like, she was like, "Hi, I'm the sister. I'm just gonna read my lines."
Yep.
Like, and don't get me wrong, she wasn't the only one. All the fucking teenagers in this movie suck too.
But that's the thing. Yeah, a lot of these movies have very, very poor acting, because it just. I don't know. I've never seen any of these actors anywhere else.
This movie was out of place. This was the problem. The teenagers in this movie still felt like they were in the 90s. Come on, there was a fucking greaser character in it, dude driving a Firebird.
Yes.
What the fuck? Like, nobody does that anymore.
She comes back and then tells her sister that apparently the father is the killer, right? That's what I got from the movie.
No. She is the daughter of the original, the killer in the original in the very first movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their father.
Well, that's her father. I don't know if they didn't really go into whether or not the little sister was this. I don't think she was. I think there was like some fuckery going on there.
Weird. Apparently he left the house. The mom didn't even know that. It was weird movie.
Like in the original movie, I can't remember the actor that I should have looked this up. I didn't think about this till we were too close to the actual we were actually close to getting this, and then we had to do all the technical stuff. The two actors. Oh man, I'm gonna shit myself by the end of this show.
Okay.
Here's my other gripe with this motherfucker. Okay, in the original movie, watch the whole movie. You're trying to figure out. This was fresh when the first movie came out, but through the whole movie, you're watching this fucking movie and you're wondering who the killer is. Right? By the end of the fucking first movie, you find out that there's two killers.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Wow, that was a surprise back then. Whatever. Hey, shocker. On top of everything else in this fucking movie, everything they copied, they dick rode the entire original movie. So yeah, two killers. We're not gonna get into who the killers were yet. But yeah, there's two fucking killers in this one. This is literally like the director said, "Hey, how can we cash in on Scream and do the least amount of work?" That's what this was.
Let's just cut and paste the original.
Yeah, let's cut and paste the original script for the movie, but just update the cast and change a little bit. And then we're going to try to bring them back to the original murder house to make it even more interesting. Don't get me fucking started on that. We'll get to that later. But yeah.
Yeah, it was the same house, yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to that later on. But yeah, my main gripe, right now, my main focus that I'm hitting right now. I don't know. I'll let you tell me how you thought about it or whatever. But the actress Melissa, what did I say? Was I'm gonna do it one more time to make sure I don't fuck it. Melissa Barrera. I don't know if she's a horrible actress. I've never seen her in anything else. I've looked up her filmography. I'm not gonna say that I hate her as an actress. I don't know. What I will say is I did not like her in this fucking movie. I thought she did her role poorly.
It was very, yeah. It was dry. I don't really know if I liked her acting or disliked it. She was just generic.
She made me angry, man. Like I've never gotten angry. It was so dry. Like I was trying. I'll get to this in a second, but I tried. I really did try to not dislike her, but I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. Like, she did everything in her power to make me want to just turn the movie off.
Not like her character.
No, I didn't. I did not like it at all. Oh, and here we go. What was it? Okay, yeah. Here you go. Oh, okay, yeah. This is another note that I had. Yeah, I definitely gotta. I gotta do my notes a little better. I gotta I think I'm gonna start printing them out. And so I can actually read them. Doing it on the phone is not going to be good. But when she got the phone call, when she was sitting there in Modesto, California, which I thought was hilarious, is funny because that's around where I used to live. They were sitting outside of wherever the fuck it was, Modesto, California, or wherever they were, and she got the phone call about her sister getting damn near stabbed to death, right? And she was in the hospital in critical condition.
Yeah,
her reaction was like, "Oh no. Oh my God, I'm on my way. I will be right there. Oh my God, my sister just got stabbed." Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Her acting was dry.
It was dry. It was like she didn't give a fuck. Like they weren't paying her enough or something.
And then oh no, you can't come with me, and he convinces her to go with her and everything. But it wasn't convincing. Like no, I don't know. It was just she's
like, "No, don't come with me, please don't." Okay, if you really want to come, okay, that's okay. Yeah, like. Fuck! Like, come on, like.
Which that boyfriend, man, that boyfriend.
Now, okay, here's the thing. I will say this, okay? I'm a fan of his, a mild fan of his. I'm not going to say I'm a huge fan of his.
Okay.
But I am a fan. You know what's funny? I just realized something. I think we're live.
Are we really?
Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna roll with it.
Okay. It'll still record, right?
Yeah, it will. It will.
Of course, yeah.
I think I'm actually doing it wrong, so fuck it. We're just gonna go with it. But yeah, fucking. What was I gonna say? I just got lost in that. Yeah, it's the wrong button again. That's what it was. We're just gonna roll with this one, and we're gonna. Yeah. If you're watching this, congratulations. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. The boyfriend, I am actually a fan of. Okay. I am actually a big fan of his. Actually, he was in the He's in the show The Boys. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
I never watched it, but I've been told to watch it. It's really gory and good.
It's really, really, and he actually has two famous parents. I knew his father. I actually just found out who his mother was today. His father is, well, my God, Dennis Quaid. Okay, his father's Dennis Quaid. I've seen him in lots of movies. Dennis Quaid is one of those actors I've seen throughout the years. Like, he's a really good actor. His mother is Meg Ryan.
Never heard of her. No.
Never heard of her. I know who Meg Ryan is. Both actually quite large actors. Yes, I did not know he was the son of both of them. But his name, of course, is Jack Quaid. I knew by the last name that he was related to Dennis Quaid. I just didn't know that was who his mother was. But like I said, though, I am actually a fan of his, and I will say this throughout the majority of the movie. I don't have anything bad about it. He carried, in my opinion, he carried the fucking majority of this movie. Him and the little sister both carried this fucking movie as far as acting wise goes. He carried the movie. So how do I explain? I will not shit on him. And we'll get to more later on about his character in the movie. But he did the best he could do with what he was given. At least he tried. The rest of them, not so much. Oh, it annoyed me. It annoyed me so fucking much, dude. I can't. I don't know. I don't know why this angered me as much as it did. I didn't even go into this movie with high expectations. I didn't. Like, I went into this movie with the lowest amount of expectations.
I was actually hoping for more. Like, I was these type of movies I like normally, but this one I could say I just, because it was so repetitive from the original one, it just felt like I was just watching a remastered version of the original movie.
Oh man, I don't want to hate it, man. I really don't. But fuck, man. Like, I'm trying. Like that's one of my high points of this movie is Jack Quaid's acting and the little I can't remember. I have her name written in my notes. Like again, you guys are gonna shit on me eventually once this. If you're watching this now, I don't have the TTS on. I did not mean to go live, but fuck it, we're live. And we're just gonna run with it because it's gonna record either way, and then. If you're lucky, hey, look at this way. I'm going to say it. If you're actually seeing this episode, it's never going to happen again. Yeah. It's never going to happen again. So enjoy the fact that you're actually getting this now. But I do not have the TTS on, so because I was not planning on it being live. I just hit the wrong fucking button. Thus we go. But yeah, this will be released like 3 weeks from now. So if you're watching this, congratulations, you got a sneak peek on like the 3rd episode in or 4th episode in. But you still gotta wait for the other one, so we're not gonna get to that though. But yeah, I like that again. That is one of my positive notes. Is Jack Quaid's character and the actress who played the little sister. They both did an amazing job with what they were given, and that is one of my high points. One of my positive notes for this movie. But again, what is her name? I'm going to say it again, Melissa Ferrera or whatever. I really don't want to say I hate her as an actress because I don't know her for anything else.
But you really did hate her in
this one. In this one, I just motherfucker, man. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I could not do it. Now you go. But what did you like? Did she really like? You know what? Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, and you can rebuttal me on this. Her face even said, "I didn't give a fuck."
Oh, you mean like her facial?
Her facial expression. She just kind of looked at you, or like she would be reading her lines, and like at times I felt like she was looking at me, going, "Why are you watching this movie? You're stupid.
Why are you doing this to me?"
You're an asshole for even watching this movie. Like,
I didn't really, while watching the movie, I wasn't really concentrating on her. I just thought it was just basic acting, and I got that feeling out of all of them. Like it wasn't like, like they didn't do it for me. Like it was just basic acting from all of them, in my opinion.
No, I agree, and this goes into another note that I have is the acting in this tried too hard to recapture what the first movie did, which, in my opinion, I know you liked it, but in my opinion, the first movie wasn't really that. I mean, okay, it was a good movie, obviously enough to make more sequels, and it was great in the '90s, I guess. Like I said,
At the time it was original. It was
yeah,
new,
it was definitely seeing Ghostface and whatever. Okay, I didn't hate it. It wasn't my favorite horror movie back then. It wasn't my favorite slasher movie.
Definitely better movies back then.
Absolutely, but I didn't hate it. I definitely do now, but I didn't hate it back then. This movie tried too hard to be the first movie.
I followed all the movies, so I watched each and every one of them. But this one, I don't know. Because I guess it was basically focused on the first movie, kind of. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, right? It just didn't do it for me.
No, it didn't.
No, it was like watching that movie again.
It tried way too hard to be the original movie. Like that's what it was. Like it wanted to be.
I mean, they obviously they couldn't use the original killers because they're long gone, but they used the same idea. The two new killers, and the original ones there were two.
Yeah.
It followed the sister's dad, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it was the fucking.
You would see she would see hallucinations of him, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like hallucinations and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and now those hallucinations were from the real movie, right? They were just cutouts.
No, I don't know how they got the original actor or how they did it per se, but it was the original actor because I actually looked it up because I couldn't remember because I know what was it, Matthew Lillard, I think that's his name. The other because out of the two actors that were in the original movie, it was Matthew Lillard, which if I remember correctly is the same actor who played like Scooby-Doo and shit, played Shaggy. Mm-hmm. He was one because he was real popular at that time because that was when the fucking what was it? Which I didn't hate this movie. Maybe one day we'll do something on it. But 13 Ghosts.
I haven't seen it.
What?
No, I haven't seen it.
No shit. Yeah, okay.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I haven't.
Okay, not to segue too much. It wasn't a horrible movie by any means, but it wasn't a bad movie. I'll give it that. For the time when it came out, there was a lot of movies like Ghost Ship and all that other shit coming out.
Right.
It fit the times. It fit for what was popular at the time. So I don't hate 13 Ghosts. It was definitely good for what it was. And Matthew Lillard did I think that's his name. I'm gonna get corrected if not. But I believe he did a good job. Plus, I don't hate him. He did an amazing. If I'm saying the name right, he did an amazing Shaggy. Like, there's not many people that could do Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and he's like fucking sold that shit in the live action. So,
so that's in the live action.
That's in not the cartoon. No, the actual live action Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. He was the one who played Shaggy. Well, he was, like I said, he was one of the original killers. And then there was the guy that you've seen in this movie, in the new Scream movie. And it looked like it was the same, it looked like the same guy from that movie. It is the same guy, but there was no age. Like, he didn't age or something. They made a really good job. I will say that if that was CGI, they did a really good job of making him look like a ghost. Because obviously, if he's a ghost, he's not going to age.
Right.
Or if he's a memory, he's not going to age.
Same age as the version from the 90s.
Exactly.
I thought they were just I don't know, they took the image out of the
No, it definitely wasn't from, well, I mean, they might have took the image, but it definitely wasn't like a direct take from that movie. This was original for this movie. I just don't know how they did it. I don't know if it was makeup. I don't know if it was CGI. I will give, that was bringing that original actor back and making it look like no time had passed. I get it. I'm not impressed, but I at least applaud them for doing that.
Right.
Because they could have been lazy and just made it where he's like, oh, he aged and shit. And they're like, hey, I'm a ghost, but I'm 40.
But I'm still aging, right?
Yeah. So at least I'll give them that. I'll give them that much. Like, I don't hate that much, I guess.
Another thing I hated about this movie was the kill scenes. They were just...
Oh,
God.
Go on. I'm gonna let you. You rant on this one. I got my own rants. You rant on this one. Go for it.
I mean, I know that you're just a knife killer, but come on, there's so many new things you could do with a knife. It was just so the same. Clack, 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 into the body. no originality. Like I don't know. Start at the balls and start slicing all the way to the bottom lip or something. Make it new, make it original. No, just stabbing scenes in all the fucking scenes. Could you remember any scene that was any different?
No. Well, yes. I guess yes and no. I do remember one, and I'm going to talk about it later. It was probably there's two. There are two death scenes that I at least respect. And we'll get to that later. But out of those two death scenes, no, they're all basically like, "Hey, I'm gonna trip you. I'm gonna rub my nuts on your back, and I'm gonna stab the shit out of you." Because that's basically what it was. That's basically all it was.
Like there was no newness, if that's even a word. There was no new way of depicting the murders. They were just blend knife kills.
Yeah, no, that's all it was.
That's it. So
I mean, oh my God, there was a point. Oh, okay. The sheriff lady's son, the blonde one, the one with the frosty fucking blonde hair.
Yeah, the police officer and her son. And
yeah. Well, you know the one scene where after we're gonna get this. I'm gonna get to my gripe about this in a minute, but just to make my point, after the scene where the sheriff gets did in, okay, he's taking a shower. He's taking a shower.
Whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something about jump scares, okay? Use them. Don't fucking cock tease them. Use them. They had so many, like they knew what they were doing. They wanted to be so edgy that they started like, oh, he opened the refrigerator. Oh, is Ghostface going to behind the refrigerator? Close the door. No, Ghostface not there. Let me open the cabinet to go get some beans. Oh, is Ghostface going to be behind the cabinet? No. Let me go reach down and grab this. They did it like 8 fucking times, and then he never jumped the fuck out. Never did.
And then when he got to the door, instead of opening the door, he just closes it.
Yeah. Like don't fucking cock tease me with jump scares. Scare me, motherfucker. Like, it was so obvious. It wasn't even the fact that they were doing jump scares that annoyed me. It was the fact that I knew what they were doing. They were trying to be edgy. They were like, oh, we're going to get him.
You know how you were saying when we were talking about the other movie we did the other day, the Deborah Logan?
Yeah.
How you said that some of the scenes were predictable?
Yeah.
You know, that's what this movie was.
Every fucking scene. Everything.
Every scene was fucking predictable. Every scene.
No sex either. Not one fucking sex scene. That might have actually made me feel a little bit less angry. The points would have got a little bit higher if there was some sex scenes in it. Don't put horny adolescent teenagers in a movie. And I mean, come on, they do it at least with the Jason movies, right? You guys, they go out to the woods and they're fucking in the woods, and at least Jason comes to kill them.
There were so many opportunities in this movie to do
it. Was.
They were in that.
What, the one chick was sitting on the couch. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to sit here. Maybe I'll fuck her later or something. It was like she was talking about having like a lesbian scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're gonna add the lesbian scene in. Maybe that'll save the movie. No.
You remember the scene where you had the girl basically begging for something.
Yeah.
And he turns her down because he
oh no, what is it? What did he say? She's trying to fuck him. She's trying to let's go upstairs, and he's like, well, in some movies, like, shut up, nerd. Like,
fuck up, because once you have her ass butt naked and there's nothing in her hand, there's no reason.
Yeah, no, you're not even gonna care. Even if she does pull out a fucking knife, you're gonna be like, well, at least it was fun. Like, it was just this movie. I don't know. This movie just did everything poorly. Like, it was like it teased jump scares and then fucking dropped them. It teased sex scenes and then dropped them. Like,
and the kill scenes were just horrific. I mean, how did at the end they?
No, don't get to that. Don't get to the end yet. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay. There we go. To further on with your kill scenes, right? Okay, right. The return of oh my God, this is why I wrote this down, right? I learned my lesson from the very first episode. You guys, if you did it, you helped me. Even though I know his name, I still wrote it down because I knew I would fucking forget it. What is his name?
The original sheriff, right?
Yeah. What's this? Oh, by God. Okay, I got the little sister's actress name. Here it is in my notes. Her name is I'm gonna butcher this as well. I'm sorry if I do. Her name is Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega, I believe. And she wasn't not a bad actress. She at least did a reasonable job. I did not hate her acting. Like I said, her and Jack Quaid did a great job of eating the best shit sandwich they could.
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay, here we are. David Arquette. David Arquette. Okay, the return of David Arquette. I didn't need it, but I wasn't mad about it. Like David Arquette wasn't one of those actors from the '90s that I'm like, oh man, I wish I'd seen him in more movies. But I don't hate David Arquette, except for him winning the WCW championship back in the '90s.
Oh, yes. Now you're clearing my mind about that. I do remember that.
Yeah, he was the one. That was when WCW was like dying, and they were trying to find ways of like when RoboCop was in there and shit. Like they were just pulling shit out of their ass.
They were just bringing celebrities in.
And he did that movie that he was in that movie, Ready to Rumble or whatever.
Okay.
Like they did that whole movie, and it was based off of WCW. Like Goldberg was in and all that shit. But like I said, I was not mad at the fact that David Arquette was in the movie. Like I was like, okay, cool, we're returning. I don't hate David Arquette. Whatever. And you know what? Again, he is a '90s cheesy horror actor, and he is still a You know what? I won't even compare him to. You know what? I can't remember off the back of my head. Here we go. Again, these are some random thoughts, so I didn't get to write the notes down. But he's a '90s horror star, and he acts like a '90s horror star. He's nothing fantastic, but he's not horrible either. But here's the thing: going into that, yes, he did finally die in this movie, right? Okay, but I'll give him credit. You know what? Was it predictable? Like when he sat there and like. He got them in the elevator. He's like, basically, I'm going to go finish the job. You're like, yeah, you're going to die. We're like halfway through the movie. You're not killing fucking them. You're going to die. This is where you die. It was very predictable. But I will give him this. At least they made his death scene acceptable. I didn't hate his death scene.
No.
Like, he got stabbed in the gut. If he would have just got stabbed in the gut and they would have spinned it, like, that's what he did. He got stabbed in the gut and he was like, oh, and he started gripping him up. I'm like, okay, that's kind of boring. And then he stabbed him in the back. So he basically was ripping his spine apart.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a little violent.
Twisted it a little
yeah.
bit, I think. Yeah.
You see him like pulling up. You heard the crunching and shit. So you knew it was like fucking up his spine and shit. Okay.
He
wasn't
gonna get up from that one.
No. And you know what? Wasn't the best death scene by any means. But they did. But you know what? It was one of the two death scenes that at least were okay in the movie. Like, I didn't hate it. But, I mean, obviously the death scenes in this movie didn't raise a high bar.
No, not at all. It was so sad.
It was very disappointing with that. But, like I said, if they're going to kill my guy, if they're going to kill David Arquette, at least he went out. He was probably, you know what he probably did in the negotiation of his contract? He was probably like, look, if you're going to put me in this stupid fucking movie again, you better kill me, and you better at least do it okay. Don't fucking just stab me like I'm fucking... No, you better, like, fucking do something horrible to me. That's probably what it was.
He knew that it was just going to be a cheesy cash grab, so he's like, I don't want to be on the 6th version or the 7th version that you may come out.
Exactly.
He's like, no, just kill me at this one, because I know what you're doing. Now,
I will say, again, there were two other fucking actors. I'll pull them up right now just so I can, because I know I didn't put these in the notes because I wasn't planning on talking about it, but fuck it. I got them in here. Where is it? Right here. Where are you? Right here. Okay. There are two. David Arquette's not the only one that was returning in this. There's two other returning actresses. There is Neve Campbell. Neve Campbell, which played played Sydney. She's like the main star of the movie, basically. And then, of course, there's Courtney Cox, which played Gail, which is another one of the original actresses of the movie. Could have dealt without both of them. One, I'm not a Courtney Cox fan. I never liked her. I didn't like her in Friends. She's apparently a real big fucking diva on set.
Is she?
Apparently, probably that's what I've read a lot. I've read she's not really fun to work with. I don't know her personally, obviously, so I don't fucking know. But yeah, from what I read, and Neve Campbell or Naomi, however you pronounce, I think it's Neve Campbell. She apparently is not from. I was doing a little bit of research on this. Apparently, she had got booted. Now, I could be wrong on this, but this is what I'm reading in the articles. Apparently, she's gotten booted. She's not going to be in the 6th movie, which they are. Oh man, let me tell you something. They are planning a 6th fucking movie.
Why? I'm gonna watch it. Trust me, I definitely watch it, but why?
I don't know. I have no idea why. But yeah, they're making a 6th movie, and she is booted from the movie. And then her reason for the booting of the movie, I don't know. I'm not gonna put a stake on this. I did not work in the movie. Obviously, I wasn't part of the cast. I'm not part of the fucking team. I don't know the inner workings of the backstage yet. But what I'm reading a whole bunch of shit. And apparently, she's notorious for this. Apparently, she was basically fighting that she was basically pulling the feminist card. And saying that all the women, like she wanted more pay, that women weren't making it. But from what I'm reading, other female actresses on the film were making good money. She just didn't feel like. Here's the thing: her words, and this is what it was quoted in the shit that I was reading, was she felt that she wasn't getting paid her worth. What do you mean you weren't getting paid your worth? What fucking 5-star Hollywood movie that you've been in lately?
I was gonna say that. What was the last thing she was in recently? I don't recall anything.
Here, let's do our guest. I'm gonna pull the guest on the show again. Hey Google.
Oh, yeah.
What was the last big movie Neve Campbell was in? I think that's how you pronounce her name.
I don't see any Chromecasts or cast-enabled TVs linked to your account. You can add devices.
Oh, hey Google. Shut up. I don't know why I do that. Whatever. I'm not even going to bother looking. Actually, you know what? I can hold on. I can look this out. Okay, because I got her right here. We're gonna look this up real quick. You ready? Okay. We're gonna click on her name right here. Let's see. What is movies? Okay. The last movie Scream.
Obviously, yeah.
Scream. What's this? What's this one? Wild Things, which wasn't a big. It was a big movie in the 90s. The Craft, which apparently she was a diva on that one too, which was the 90s. Or my bad. Yeah, that was 90s. What was the late? Okay, 2018. You ready for this? She was in Skyscraper, which was with The Rock. It was the one where he had one leg and he was like, okay. And here's the thing: that wasn't one of the best Rock's movies either. I didn't hate that movie.
Maybe because she worked with The Rock, maybe she thinks she should be getting paid, Rock money. I don't know.
I know a lot of people that work with The Rock that don't deserve a big paycheck.
Right.
I'm not going to go into names, but yeah, my thing is like this. It's like, I don't necessarily know. I don't know. Maybe there was some sexism. I don't fucking know. No, I'm not promoting sexism. No, nor do I believe that sexism should be a thing. But make sure if you're crying it, make sure it's right. Don't sit there and say, hey, there's sexism in this movie, and then automatically right afterwards say, I don't feel like I'm getting paid my worth. What do you mean your worth? Like, you ain't The Rock, bitch.
Right. No, some celebrities are like that. They feel as though that their worth is higher than what it should be. I don't know why.
Jack Quaid and the actress that played the little sister, I can't remember, I have it in here. They should have got paid more. They were relevant because one, Jack Quaid's a relevant actor right now, and I don't know if I've not seen the actress that played the little sister. I haven't seen her in much everything else, but she was also a good actress too, and I hope she gets better roles too. I hope this movie doesn't impact her ability to get other roles. I don't know. Maybe she is a bigger actress. I don't know. She's not been in stuff that I've really watched that I'm aware of. I'm not saying it's not like she's a new actress. I did look her up, but I wasn't familiar with anything. So I don't know. I don't know if she's a big actress in some other people's eyes. Now, I will say this, though. Check this shit, right? You ready for this one? Because I know I'm going to get hate for this, okay? I know there is a fan base for this franchise. There are people that live, eat, shit, and breathe the Scream franchise.
Oh, yeah, there is.
And you know what? Fine.
And that's cool.
Cool. That's cool. I'm not mad about that, okay? But me and you probably don't like the same movies. like
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Yeah, and like I said, the first movies were great, but I just think that this one was just recycled, and it was just somebody needed money, and they just figured, hey, we have a name brand here, we have a franchise, let's just go take a shit in a toilet and pull it out and sell it. That's all they did.
Well, see, here's the other kicker, right? And this is really I don't like to say this because I do like the original director of the original Scream movies. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. If so, whoever's in there, but I believe that it's the same person who made Freddy and all that other shit. I think it was Wes Craven. Was it Wes Craven or Clive Barker? It wasn't Clive Barker. Definitely wasn't Clive Barker. Hey, here we go. Hey, Google. Who directed the original Scream movie? No? Okay, cool. Hey, Google. Who is the original director of the original Scream movie? I guess I guess I offended him.
According to
Oh.
Wikipedia.org, the first 4 films were directed by Wes Craven.
Wes Craven. Okay. Hey, Google. Stop. People are going to get pissed when they're watching this because I'm going to be fucking up their nests all day. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make a habit out of using that thing. I just really wanted to know, and I didn't want to type it in. So trust me, I won't make a habit of it. But yes, Wes Craven. Wes Craven was the one who did apparently the original 4 movies, which is a shocker.
One, right?
No. Which we're going to get into him in a minute. I enjoy Wes Craven. Wes Craven is the one who made the original Freddy movies. I believe it was all of them. I know he did. Yeah, because there was all their Wes Craven's New Nightmare and all that other bullshit. And I'm a big Freddy fan. I love all the Freddy movies. Even the cheesy ones. I love all Freddy movies. So don't get me wrong. I love my share of probably horrible 80s horror movies too. But I mean, they got to be good. Point is, Wes Craven made the Scream franchise, and I don't like the Scream franchise. Now, obviously, the new director, I have his name written down. I did make a note of this. Where is it? Where are you? Ah, here we go. I'm going to butcher the fuck out of this. There's actually 2 directors. I only got the main director as a secondary director. The main director's name was Matt Buttonelli Open.
Belly button open?
I swear. Yeah. It's fucking. I'm gonna Bettinelli Open, I guess. But here's the thing: he's got a hit or miss for me when it comes to movies, right? Both, and he did other movies besides this, but the 2 movies that I can pull out right now, one of them I didn't hate. It wasn't great, but I didn't hate, and the other one I thought was horrible. One of the movies you might have seen, actually, both of these movies. The one movie that he did. Let me make sure I get the right actual shit. Ready or Not. You ever seen that one?
Nope.
Basically, I'll Google it. If you don't know the name, I'm not going to go into it. But I didn't like it. It was one of those like really shitty horror kind of movies. I don't know. I didn't like it. And then the other one, I don't even know if it was horror. It might have been more suspense. I don't know. And then the other one was VHS.
Oh, VHS was good with that weird serial killer.
Yeah. Now, VHS, I didn't hate VHS. It wasn't the greatest horror movie by any means.
No.
But I didn't hate it. I did not hate the movie at all. So he has like a track record, like, okay, you made an okay movie, and then you made a fucking shitty movie. And this is definitely going on your record as a shitty movie. And I really, and the fact that there's going to be another one, I don't know how much lower. I don't even know how lower expectations I can go. I've dropped the bar so low, I don't even know how I can do it any lower. Like, stop making this. Here's the thing. I understand, like, they made the new Halloween movies. They made some Jason movies. They're making, Chucky's back on TV now. I'm hearing mixed reviews about that. I haven't really gotten into that too much. I'm going to give it a go eventually. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Damn, what the hell? But this movie did not need to be remade. There did not need to be a 5th movie.
No, this movie did not need to happen.
No.
At all.
No, what? If you know what? If I'm wrong, by all means, voice off on the comments here on the YouTube and shit. Voice it off, okay? Man, my septum ring is bothering the hell out of me. Voice off and tell me I'm an asshole for saying this, but I just did not think they needed to make a Scream 5.
No, it didn't advance the franchise, and all it did, in my opinion, was just put a damper on the franchise. It was terrible.
And here's the other thing. They could have ended it with this, right? Like, they could have ended it with this because of the way the ending was. They were like, the original actor, like the actresses, Nev Campbell and shit, and Courtney Cox, they got their revenge, basically. End it right there. That's it. You could have ended. You know what? Final. You did not have to make this movie. You didn't have to make this movie, but you definitely do not need to make a sixth movie.
Number 6, yeah.
You don't.
This was already out, so fuck it. But no, there's no need for a 6. And how would they go on? I don't know.
Well, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to start off first 10 minutes. What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, I mean, this movie. I don't know.
I'm going to get into this one. Okay, here's my other gripe. We did this on the very first episode of the podcast. We did this, and we discussed Michael Myers' mask transitions throughout the years.
Yes.
Because Michael Myers has been out for so long, his mask has changed over the years. And I actually did like the what the mask looked like. I actually liked it. In the new movies. I actually thought it was a really good additive. I had my dislikes about that movie, but I liked the fact that they made the mask look withered because, I mean, shit, it's like 20, 30 years. Like, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was good with the mask design. They did a really good job with that. So I was like, while I was looking up information on this movie, I was like, have they changed Ghostface mask at all throughout the movies, right? I wanted to see the variations. And out of all 5 movies, the fucking mask, costume, and everything hasn't changed a bit.
Nope, it's always shiny white and like brand new. Like, what?
Motherfucker, every time there's a new killer, he goes out and buys a new fucking Ghostface costume from fucking Party City.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, it's
it.
only changed once. It's only changed once, and it changed in, which I did not even know. Let me make sure I have it here. Yeah, okay, we got it. I didn't even know this existed, okay, till I was looking up research. This is how little of a Scream fan I am. Apparently, MTV made a TV series that went on for 3 seasons. 30 episodes, 3 seasons, apparently. One had 10 episodes, the other one had 12 episodes, and then they had like some mixed episodes that were in between. So it did 3 seasons.
Never seen it.
Nah, neither have I. I didn't even know it existed until today when I was looking up.
This was early 2000s, 90s?
If I remember the date, it was like 2015.
Wow. Never heard of it.
Never. I didn't even know it existed either. I was like, what? Okay, cool. Didn't know that. So I started looking up to it because I was like, okay, because I started reading articles that apparently there was controversy that the people who made that. Now, mind you, I'm not going to speak whether or not. I even looked up to see what the ratings were. And people said that the TV series was an okay horror TV show if you're looking for something horror or slasher. But will it scratch that Scream itch? No, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Who the fuck? Here's the thing. I have a horror itch. Yes, I get these moods where I'm like, man, I need to watch a good horror movie. I need to scratch that itch. Who the fuck has a Scream itch? Who's out there dying for a new Scream movie?
Not me.
I'm saying, like, what the fuck?
Not me.
But okay, regardless, apparently there was a lot of people offended that they changed the Ghostface mask, and we're gonna get into that. I was like, oh, maybe it's a cool mask. Maybe it's cool, right? So I Google it. I'm gonna put it here on screen in a second. But I'm gonna tell you once I put it on image. Well, I'm gonna ask you what you think about the mask, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think of the mask. I told you asked me earlier before we did the recording what I thought, and I said I want to get your organic response for it. But hold on, I'm gonna put it up on screen here so other people can see it. This is the controversial Ghostface mask from the MTV Scream series. Bam! There it is right there. That is, if anyone knows what Ghostface looks like, obviously you know that there's different. So I'm going to ask you real quick before I take this off. What do you think of the new Ghostface mask, or the ghost? Not new, but what did you think of that? Yeah, what did you think of that? What did you think of it? What was your take?
It just, to be honest with you, it just looks like a regular mask, man. The eyes look like regular eyes. They're not like pointed it up a little bit like the other one does, and the mouth is not wide. It's like a circle.
Mm-hmm. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Like, where do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't like it. No.
You don't like it? So you prefer the original the OG, or well, I guess the current.
With a gaping,
gaping
jaw.
The ghost. He looks like a ghost. That's basically what it is. Ghost face.
And you're waiting for a dick or something like this.
Okay, well, that goes into what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on screen real quick. I want you to stare. There we go. I got it on screen. Okay. And I want you to stare at that, and I want you to think about what I'm about to say.
Okay.
It looks like a dirty, dingy sex doll. Like, it looks like it's waiting for a dick. Like, oh, like.
The face definitely looks like it's waiting for a dick. Definitely.
It's like yeah.
Like a circle. Like what?
Like it looks like a dingy. It looks like, you know what? It looks like someone didn't wash their sex doll and just kept fucking it. That's what it looks like. It's not scary. It just looks like a dirty, dingy sex doll face.
It looks like it has strap up at the top and straps on the side.
Yeah, it's trying to be like a Jason mask.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was really hoping. I was really hoping that mask would be, because I never seen it. I never watched the TV series, so I'm like, oh, maybe because they changed it, maybe it's a cool mask. No.
But even when you're on the internet and you type in "Scream," this movie, this mask rarely comes out. I've never seen it. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I actually had to do some I had to really do some digging to find out, make sure it was accurate before I posted it here. And yeah, that's the mask from the TV series. What you have to do to actually, you can't type in ghost face mask. If you type in ghost face mask, you're gonna get the regular one. What you have to type in is MTV ghost face mask or whatever, or don't even type in mask. Just type in MTV ghost face and then type in and then switch it to images, and you'll get that. Like, that's how I had to find it.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest with you, even the original ones, I mean, it's not that much of an amazing fucking mask.
It was fine when it first came out.
It is. Right. So that just does nothing for it.
Because imagine this, right? Imagine if, let's use Michael Myers for an example, okay? Even Jason, you could use the same thing for Jason, but let's be relevant and just use Michael Myers. Let's just say they used the original Michael Myers mask, right? Which was basically a repurposed William Shatner mask.
Right.
Obviously, the new ones are not that. Obviously, they've done much better. They're better looking, so forth and so on. What would you like if he just used that cheesy ass fucking $20 fucking William Shatner mask? You'd be like, what the fuck, guys? Like 30 years later, you're still using the shitty ass mask. You'd be mad, right?
Yeah.
So here we are, several years later, 5 movies later, and it's the same fucking mask, cheap ass mask that you can buy from they're not even, I guarantee you they don't even fucking go out and buy, like, they're not, you have a costume designer in movies and shit. They probably don't even have a costume designer. They probably just go out like, let's just go out and get a fucking Ghostface costume that fits our actor.
Go to Walmart, buy a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Same damn fucking thing.
It's the same fucking thing.
It doesn't look worn. It doesn't look...
Nothing. Like, they did not try to make it fucking look original at all. It was the same fucking bullshit. Like, son of a bitch.
Same cheesy mask, same type of cheesy characters.
Everything was just fucking bad about it, man. It was like
the kill scenes for a kill scene fanatic. Love watching kill scenes. Best parts of slasher films, in my opinion. One of the best parts. And no, this had nothing. It didn't do it for me at all. I wanted some gory kills, man, and some titty. Wanted some gory kills and some titty. Some
titty would have probably saved it. Probably would.
Yes.
It probably would have. But you ready for this one though? Here's the thing. You ready for this? The thing I mentioned this earlier, and I mentioned it again. Okay. The movie, I don't know if it was purposely. Okay, here you go. Perfect example. When they were all together and they were discussing, like, their friend had just died, right? Their friend had just died. I forget exactly who it was. I think I have it written in a note. Let me see. Okay. No. I got another gripe. I'll get to in a minute, but hold on. Where's that fucking?
Well, I know they were discussing the events that was happening around the town with the new killings, the guy that got killed.
Okay.
Remember that?
Okay, no. Okay, here you go. Going even further into your. Okay, there was 3. My bad. There was 3 okay kill scenes in this movie. Okay, okay. Like I said, they weren't great. Going back to the kid with the sheriff's kid, him getting stabbed in the neck. That was okay. That was all right. I think it could have been a little more gorier, but at least it wasn't blatant. At least it was slow. It was methodical. You know. Yes. So I'll give it that. That death scene was. I won't call it creative, but at least it tried.
Created by far, man. But
where is that fucking? Let's see.
The bar scene when that guy. I mean, he just stabbed him right in the neck and he fell. Like, there was nothing to it. And I understand that's the jugular vein, but
see, here's the thing, right? This is the thing that really like the self-awareness really pissed me off, right? Because it's like, okay, their friend had just died and they're all together and they're fucking playing Clue, basically. They're like, well, you know, in movies, like, you guys, your best friend just died. No tears, no anger. No, let's go out and fucking find this motherfucker and kill. No, they're like, hey, let's, you know, in this movie, this happened. They're talking about fucking, like, this was so.
Wasn't part 2 the movie within the movie?
I think so.
I believe that.
I think so. I
kind of like a similar idea, like.
But they kept quoting the Stab movie, which is what it was about.
Movie, yeah.
But it's like, you guys, your best friend just died, and you guys are talking about movies. Like, you're talking about movies. Who killed? Who's? Oh, you're joking around, boy. Well, hey, you might be the killer. Fuck you! Don't patronize me. Like, the movie was it patronized me. It's like, oh, everybody who watches horror movies is stupid. They're not going to care about this. Like. I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it was the actors or if it was the fucking director. If it was the fucking director and the writer, fuck you. Like,
to direct these actors, isn't it?
It is, but here's the thing.
You make sure that
my thing is like this. You literally made a movie, and we're like, the viewers of my movie are so stupid they're gonna love this. You basically just patronized me, and you basically gave me a big middle finger by watching this movie, because you're like, fuck you, you're going to pay me to watch this movie. Fuck you. Like, straight up, fuck you for making this movie. Straight up.
Well, he knows what he's doing, because he knows he's going to make that 6, and he's going to have people like me that have to watch that 6, because I just want to see if it's better than this fucking movie that we just watched.
Let me make this. I'm going to say this right now. We're probably not going to remember this, okay? But if we are still doing this podcast when that fucking 6th movie come out,
yes,
please don't ask me to watch it. I will if you do. I'm not. I mean, I will watch everything. We watch everything. Even if it's shit, we have to watch it because we go over everything. But man, Ray, here's the thing. When you picked this one, right? You were like, hey man, what about this movie? I'm like, okay, fine. But I'm gonna tell you, deep inside, a piece of me died.
You knew.
I knew it was gonna be shit. Like, I knew it. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna like this movie. I didn't know I was gonna hate it as much as I did.
I actually thought it was going to be a good movie. I wasn't like, you know, expecting the world out of this movie, but it really disappointed. It was like watching one. It wasn't. You know what? I don't even want to compare it to one. They tried too hard to be one, and it failed miserably. Yeah, like, out of all the movies I watched in 2022, this was the most disappointing movie I've watched, and I watched some really bad movies. I'm gonna go on record. I used to say that Paranormal Activity was my least favorite horror movie of all time. Yeah,
this is it. I didn't think. Don't get me wrong. Paranormal Activity is absolutely a very close second, but this movie definitely took first place. I fucking hate this movie, and I hate to say it because there was some okay acting in it from a few actors. Like I said, Jack Quaid and the girl who played the little sister, and even fucking David Arquette. They all did an okay job. They did the best they could with the shit sandwich that they were given, but it wasn't enough to save this fucking film.
Yeah, I mean, his best acting was towards the end when we learned that he was part of the killers.
Absolutely, and you know what? We'll get into that now. Okay, so we mentioned this earlier in the show. The original had 2 killers. Oh, surprise! This one had 2 killers. Now, the girl, which is her name? Hold on, I have her name written down. Which I'm about to go on my fucking rampage on her.
Pretty girl too. The one that was killing with him.
No, she is. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing that bad about that. What's this? Okay, her name is I guess it's Mikey Madison, Mikey. Mikey. I don't.
Mikey.
McKee. I'm probably butchering it. I'm Mikey McKee. I don't. But that's her. That's the actress name. In the movie, her name was Amber. Her being revealed, and I'm going to get to my reasons why. Her being revealed as killer number 1 was absolutely 100% fucking predictable.
Yep.
I knew it from the beginning. Like, she was like the jealous fucking friend, always hated everybody, had a fucking attitude. Like,
I will tell you, I did not expect the boyfriend though.
no, okay. Jack Quaid's character being revealed as a second killer was less predictable. Yes, it was predictable because in all these fucking movies, all the boyfriends got to be the killer.
Did Sheriff warn them, or what? There were some couple rules I remember in the couple movie where it's always somebody.
Yeah, it's always somebody with the friend circle. The love interest is always a suspect. Yep. They're making itself a parody.
Yeah. Yeah, because those rules were in the beginning, right? The
Yeah.
first one too, I believe.
They're moving with all of them, that's what I'm saying. These movies are self-aware in the sense that they know they're shitty horror movies, so they're just going to make fun of themselves, right? Okay, fine. If you want to be the Deadpool of horror movies, which don't get me wrong, I love Deadpool, but if you want to be self-aware, at least do it right. This movie did not do it right. This movie was insulting in its self-awareness.
It disappointed my intelligence.
Yeah,
Horror intelligence.
exactly. But now, like I said, Jack Quaid's character being revealed as the second killer was less predictable, but still was predictable. But I will say this about Jack Quaid's reveal: he sold it. He was actually really good. Her, like the actress that the one that played Amber. I just said her name, Mikey.
Yeah.
Fucking. She was too over the top. She's like, I'm crazy, bitch. I'm coming to kill you. Like. She's like fucking like I don't know, like she was like that through the whole fucking movie. You knew she was a fucking killer, like nothing changed.
Spastic.
Yeah, a little spastic, little fucking. You're like, yeah, she's definitely the killer. At least Jack Quaid, he again, it was a shitty role. The script was really poor, but he did a good job of selling it. Like he did a good job, and like I said, this isn't the male character is better. No, the little sister did a great job of playing her role too. So it's not nothing to do with that.
It's like taking a nasty cake and putting really good icing on top of it. You'll still eat it because
it's like spraying fucking Febreze on a dumpster fire.
Yes. Yep.
Like you're not like there's only so much you can fucking do. Like this movie was a fucking hot mess. It's like waking up with the fucking ugly dude that you thought was a chick the last night. Like, and you wonder if you had a penis in your mouth. Like. And you just got to accept it. Like that's what happened with this movie. I blew this movie, and it wasn't even a clean dick. I wish it was. I would have at least been like, you know what, that was a nice one. Yep. But no, this wasn't even that. This was a dirty, grungy, greasy dildo dick, and it was in my mouth last night.
Yep, all night.
I'm offended. I'm appalled.
This movie made me upset that I had to pay Paramount to Paramount.
Yeah, it was a Paramount. Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't even Paramount. I had to pay the extra for the Showtime rights to watch it.
Well, it was. I watched it through Paramount. I guess they're both.
No, it is. No, it is. If you pay for the which I do, you pay for you pay for the extra. It's the Paramount Showtime bundle. But it would. I mean, I basically pay cable fees. I pay well over $100 for all these streaming networks I have.
I just got Apple. Yeah,
I have that one too. Yeah, I have that too. Okay. Yeah, I have it too. I have them all. I think I have them all, except for like Stars and fucking Cinemax. I don't have Cinemax. I don't have whatever that other. I don't have a few of them. I used to have Stars. I canceled it because it just. I might have to get it now that we're doing this shit because there might be some horror movies on there. I don't know. But we'll get there. Point is though, Jack Quaid, he did a good job. Or the best job he could with playing that role as being the revealed killer. And his death scene wasn't actually that bad either. Like they fucking brutalized him, and I'll give that to him. They fucked him up. Like they shot him up, they stabbed him up.
They stabbed him, and they made sure that he was down.
Yeah, and you know what? And he wasn't like, oh, like I felt like when the other. Okay, I'll give it this. I will say about the Mikey, whatever Mikey something, the one who played Amber. If she would have just got shot up, I would have been. But her getting shot up and then falling on the stove, that was cool. That was cool.
Golfing.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the other thing. I didn't see this coming. I thought this was cool. Her not being dead and then coming back and running at them. That was cool.
Yes.
That was cool. Half her face all melted off and shit. Okay. And again, it was a good positive of this movie. Was it enough to save this movie? No. Not at all. But
it was like a little attempt at jump scare because you didn't expect her to fucking run.
Exactly. I wouldn't call it a jump scare, but it was like, okay, cool.
All right, that happened. That was cool.
Yeah. I didn't hate that. I just, again, Jack Quaid's performance. I forget her name. I'm gonna fuck. Like I have it written down. I'm not grabbing my notes right now. The one who played the little sister, and even fucking I'm brain farting. David Arquette.
Yep. The sheriff guy.
Yeah, great acting. Well, not great acting. I won't call it great acting. Good acting for what it was. Not enough to save the movie. I won't. And you know what? Like I said, even though, okay, the teenagers felt out of place. Every actor felt out of place. Even Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox, they tried too hard. Like they weren't even serious about it. Like, dude, when she got like in that one scene where the girl comes out and she tries to bait them to come in the house, and she's like, "Oh, that's definitely a trap," and she gets shot in the stomach. She's like, oh, God, and then she's walking around with a fucking, let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of fucking gory ass shit about stomach wounds, and they suck, okay? They suck.
Dude, you're not just going to go into that house and just start running around and
walking. She's sitting there walking around holding her gut barely any. Your fucking intestines are going to be falling the fuck out. You got a hole in your stomach. Like.
No, some of the acting wasn't believable.
No, they all did a piss poor job.
That was
like. And David Arquette telling Neve Campbell's character, "Oh, stay where you are. Don't come here. You have a daughter." And she's like, "No, I'm not even going to come." Yeah, you knew she was coming.
Oh, cool.
Like, come on. Oh God, don't come. Please don't come.
All that is extra dialogue for no reason.
Yeah, I'm getting paid a little more for the time that I'm on screen.
Yeah.
Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't want to hate this movie as much as I do. I really don't. Like, this is a fucking dumpster fire of a movie. Okay?
I have to hate this movie because it disappointed me too much. There was no titties. There was no good kills, except maybe the last one, like you mentioned. The acting was horrific, except for a couple guys, like you mentioned. But yeah, it was just a clusterfuck, period. They
didn't try. They didn't even try to make a new movie. Like we said earlier in there, they literally just looked at the script from the first movie and they were like, "Hey, let's just change it a little bit, and then let's be a little edgy about it." But we're gonna keep the same atmosphere because everything felt out of place. The teenagers felt out of place. Everybody just felt out of fucking place. Like, no, it felt like no one wanted to do this movie. Every actor in this movie was just like, fine, just give me a paycheck. Like,
did this movie go straight to DVD or did
no idea? I have no idea. I didn't look. I hope it did. I hope people did not waste their money going to see this in the theaters. It came out this year, and I didn't hear anything about theaters for it. So
there was no rumble about it. There was no advertising or nothing. I always look in the indie forums. There's a bunch of indie forums I'll give you later on the show. And that's where I found out about Jeepers Creepers. It's like a horror fan base that like these little cheesy movies. And that was part of it. It made that list because of how bad it is.
Oh, man. And you know what? I'm going to say, please, guys, if you're watching this, like I said, this is the 4th episode. And I'm going to say this a lot throughout the lifespan of Grimm Tales, the podcast. Don't trust like fucking Rotten Tomatoes and shit like that. Don't do it. Those guys are notorious for getting paid for the reviews anyway. They gave this like a 6.8, 7.0. Doesn't even deserve that.
IMDb, you have to be careful with.
Absolutely.
There is some shitty ass movies that they've rated like full rating. Like
they gave they're the same people, which I'm not going to go into this. You can hate everybody can hate me for this. I don't care. But they gave good reviews to like the She-Hulk show that's going on right now, which apparently everybody hate it. I have not watched it yet, so I don't know. But everybody I know said it's complete fucking dog shit. They also were talking about the same type of genre. They're also the same people that gave bad reviews to Zack Snyder's Justice League, which was fucking amazing. Not the original fucking Justice League, the actual re-release one that everybody fought for. Rotten Tomatoes and shit gave that a bad review, and everybody loved it. So fuck Rotten Tomatoes, fuck IMDb, because they get paid for their reviews. I'm telling you right here, don't even take our opinion on it. We're just telling you what we feel about it. If you're a fan of the Scream franchise, hey, cool, whatever.
Definitely watch it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, whatever. You might fucking love it. I don't know if this is the type of movie you like. The only thing I can say is if you love the Scream franchise, chances are we probably won't like the same movies. So you're probably never going to like anything I like. And you might hate the things I say about some of the movies you like. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that your taste in movies is shit or your shit per se. What I'm saying is I don't like them. I don't like this franchise. I don't like it at all.
And I liked all the other ones. I liked the first one, obviously.
Well, see, then there you go. I mean, that says a lot about this movie because you liked the other movies and you didn't like this movie.
I like that. Well, you got to the third and the fourth, and those got kind of cheesy, very repetitive as well. But this one just took the cake, man. Terrible.
No, I don't know. I can't.
Not a good way to bring back the franchise.
It didn't need to be brought back. That's the thing. Like, this one could have stayed. I mean, come on. People are still buying Ghostface masks. Leave it at that. You're still making money off of the royalties of the Halloween costume. Stop fucking bringing it back. Like,
maybe they thought they needed a movie to just, up the sales or something. I don't know.
Next fucking movie they're going to bring back. Let me see. Let me think of a fucking movie that doesn't need to exist. Gremlins. No. I like Gremlins. No, I love Gremlins. No, not Gremlins. My bad. That was the wrong movie. I'm not thinking Gremlins. There was another movie. It was around that same. It was about the little creatures that came out and fucking like, it came out your toilet and shit.
Oh. I know what you're talking about, but I would want one of those back though too.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do it, man.
Oh my god, what was it called?
It's man.
Oh man, now you're gonna have me look this.
Okay, my bad. You know what? There's two movies I'm thinking of actually. There's the one that has to do with the they're like circus freak monster things, right? And they come out, but they're I'm talking about the one I'm thinking of, and they made like 3 of these fucking movies. Okay, they're those little hairballs with fucking teeth. You know what I'm talking
about? I know what you're talking about. I just can't fucking get these movies in my head right now.
Fuck.
Oh my God, man.
Critters.
Yeah, I would love a new
Critters, and then there's the other one. The other one that I'm talking about was the one with the little like weird They're like they were like from the amusement park and shit. Had like the one baby doll guy looking thing coming out the bathtub. Out the toilet and shit.
I've been praying for a new Tremors too.
There was one.
Was there?
Yeah. They just made one not so long ago.
I'm not sure if I've seen them.
I don't hate the Tremor movies. I've actually watched all of those. All like 7 or whatever the fuck they're up to.
Yep.
There's a lot of those, but I don't hate them. My only gripe with those is what the fuck. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like they went from being a worm to a dog to a thing that flew with gas coming out their ass. Like, what are you gonna do? What the fuck?
No version.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't hate them. They are what they are. They are cheesy movies. They're not trying to be any like this movie tried to be a Hollywood movie and it wasn't.
Oh no! If it was trying, it failed.
It did. It absolutely failed. And like I said, I really do feel bad that Jack Quaid went from The Boys to this, and I really hope this doesn't hurt his career. Because I like Jack and I like him. I like him in The Boys. I think he's a great actor. I haven't seen him in too much other shit, so I really can't say. But I've seen him in The Boys. He's good in The Boys.
Even in this movie, he did not do bad at all.
No, and he didn't. He didn't.
How much can he do? I mean, his character is just what it was, basically.
He's a generic boyfriend. That's what he is.
Yeah. So I don't think that there was else he could do.
With that said, though, because we are drawing near. That said, because we actually, are we going to go past? We might not. We might stick to our normal hour and a half long podcast, which is actually quite a long podcast for most. But we're getting there. Hopefully, this is enjoyable enough for you guys to actually keep watching. But like I was
Don't
saying,
fall asleep like we almost did it.
yeah,
in this movie.
hopefully our show is more entertaining than this
And the movie
fucking
itself.
movie right here. Okay. But okay, let's get into our rating system real quick.
All right.
You're not going to see it here. I'm going to do it in the edit. Like I said, you guys weren't supposed to be able to see this live. That was actually my mistake. I'm going to have to not do that in the future. I was rushing and I pushed the wrong fucking button. But here we are.
Do people get the notification when you go live like this?
They do. And I didn't even type this shit. So this is like, I think the last show I did was a spicy ramen. So it says spicy ramen live right now.
Nice.
So I do apologize for that. It won't happen again. But if you did get to watch this, hey, you got to watch an early episode because this is the 4th episode. You're gonna be waiting for this one. So you got a sneak peek. It will not happen again. So you're welcome.
We'll make sure of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely not going to happen again. Hopefully by the time I'm gonna have a switchboard. I'm in a stream deck, so we don't fucking run into this problem again. But if you're not going to see this in the live version or whatever, or this version, you are going to see this in the edited version, which is going to go live when it goes live. But we're going to do our rating system now, and you're going to see shit on screen, hopefully, once the editing system happens. But with that said, let's get into that. Like I said earlier in the show, we were going to have a rating system of 5 stars. So 1 star all the way up to 5. So that's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, so forth and so on. And if it deserves a 5 star or a 1 star or anything in between, you give it that. If it was worse than a 1 star, you give it the NoBull pile. If it was better than a 5 star, you give it the NoBull seal of approval. And then after we do that, we'll give our overall thoughts rating, and the same applies except for instead of star ratings, we'll give it a 1 through 10 rating, and 10 being higher than 10 being seal of approval, lower than 1 being the NoBull pile. So, with that said, I will ask you first. If you were to give the rating, okay, we're going to do the first rating on gore factor. Gore factor, what would you give it? 1 through 5, pile or seal, what would you give it? Gore factor.
I don't remember the in-betweens, but the gore...
In-betweens are 1 through 5. So 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. And then if it's better than 5, you give it a NoBull seal of approval. If it's worse than a 1, if it's worse than a 1, if it's worse than a 1, then you give it the NoBull pile. But if it's not worse than a 1 or better than a 5, you just basically give it 1 through 5 and in between. So 1.5, 2.5, 3, 4, 5.5, 5, stuff like that. But no higher than 5.
So for me, the killing,
the gore scenes, not so much the gore scenes. Yeah,
the gore scenes. No, that's 1.
1. Okay.
1.
Okay.
You said I can go below 1, right?
You can give it the NoBull. You can give it the NoBull pile if you need to.
Oh, the NoBull.
It's the NoBull pile. Think of it like it's bullshit. Okay, so it's NoBull pile.
It's getting the NoBull pile.
I am. See, that's funny. I won't give it the NoBull pile.
You won't.
I won't. I'll give it a 1.5.
There was no gore.
Here's the reason why.
Okay.
Just because of the few kill scenes that I actually slightly enjoyed, like the neck scene, that was okay. The scene where David Arquette's character got basically gutted, that was okay. And then, of course, the boyfriend scene where he got killed because he was a bad guy, got fucking jacked up. And, of course, the girl getting burnt. All those scenes were okay. So I can't give it the NoBull pile.
They were okay, but they were corny.
They were corny, but at least they were there for me. I'm not saying you're wrong for giving the NoBull. By all means, give it the NoBull pile.
Oh no, it's getting a pile.
Okay, I'll give it a 1.5. I will give it a 1.5 out of that.
You're a bit generous, but go ahead.
I do actually. I am. I do believe I am being a little more generous, but I'll give them a 1.5 for that. It's definitely not average. It's definitely below average, but I'll give it a 1.5. I'll stick with that. We'll stick with the 1.5. Okay. Acting throughout the movie as a whole, not not
As
individual,
not individual
as a whole,
characters.
not individual characters, as a whole. What would you give the acting of this film? Same rating, 1 through 5. Pile seal.
I'm going to give it a 2 because I'm going to be honest. Before you brought up how bad the acting was, I actually didn't. It didn't hit me how bad the acting was. Now that I think about it after the movie and some of the comments you made and everything, I'm like, yeah, damn, that was pretty fucking cheesy. I'll give it a 2 because at the time of watching the movie, the acting just didn't bother me.
Okay, fair enough. I think I'm going to outdo you on this one. I will give it a good solid 1.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give it. I'm not gonna give it a NoBull pile because, like I said, Jack Quaid, the actress that played the little sister, and David Arquette, their acting was.
Maybe
did.
I wasn't just. Yeah, I don't think. Maybe I wasn't focusing on the, and I'll do that for all the rest of the movies now. But I wasn't focusing too much on the acting.
I was trying to focus on everything. Like I picked this movie apart because I really wanted to try to give it something good. But I couldn't. Like I was trying to pick this movie apart. So yeah, one star, and the only reason this movie's not getting the NoBull pile is just because of those few actors and actress that did okay with what they ate their shit sandwich properly.
Yeah.
So
they were fancy about it a little bit. They took their time.
They did the best they could with what they had. Now, okay, here we go. Number 3. Storytelling.
Oh no, storytelling. I mean, the story made sense. It was told well, but it was a similar story. So I would just give that a 1 as well.
I think I'm gonna this will be my first one. I'm gonna give this a NoBull pile. Okay, this for storytelling. This one gets a NoBull pile because everything about this movie was predictable. It didn't even try to be a good movie. It was a complete cash in. The story was just so generic. It was the most generic. I've seen a lot of generic horror movies. Mm-hmm. It was purposely generic. It did like there are some horror movies that I know you enjoy that are really cheesy and really bad story, but at least they tried to be what they were. This movie didn't even give a fuck. They're like, fuck it, we're just gonna make a shitty horror movie. They knew what they were doing. Like so
storytelling, it was just generic.
So I'm giving it a pile. It's definitely getting the NoBull pile. Absolutely. What else can we? Let's give it one more. Let's see which one. What was the one? There was one more that I was going to think about. I'm going to write these down so we have these for future shows. Okay, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if that one really counts.
We did the gore.
We did the gore.
Acting.
The storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm going to mention this right now, even though we're at the end. I'm just going to mention this because this one really pissed me off. Do you remember when the twin, the one twin was out in the front yard looking for the girl that he basically he cock blocked and he was outside? Yeah.
And he got his dad killed.
Yeah. Okay, my thing is when he was looking and he knew Ghostface was in the bush, right? He was right outside the house, right? When Ghostface tried to attack him and he knocked Ghostface over, he had the upper hand over him, right?
He did.
Why the fuck did he run to the goddamn shed and not back to the house? He was right there. The house was right there. Could have ran back to the house. Why? That was stupid.
Yeah, that's
Made no sense.
Yeah.
Nobody would do that.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how most of the movies have been. They're designed.
Let me go out of my way, even though the front door of the house where everybody could save me is right there. Let me go far out of my fucking way so I can make a scene that sucked out of it.
Yep.
Bad.
It took him forever to throw away the fucking phone that was pinging his GPS.
Yeah. Bad acting. Bad acting, and that's the reason why. I gave it the score. That's the reason why I gave the score because of shit like that. Okay, and now we'll go to this one. We'll hit it. I think we don't have to force it. I think we'll nail it with that. I'll make this more of an official thing for future ones. Now let's give it the overall. If you had to give this movie overall a rating system from 1 to 10, you can give it a 7.5. You can 5.5. Doesn't matter. You can give it a 5. It doesn't matter. Anywhere from 1 in between all the way up to 10, or below a 1, you can give it a pile. or you can give it the seal of approval. If you had to give this movie a full rating, what would you give it?
What would it be?
Yes.
No, this movie gets a pile. There's no.
Holy shit!
You know, I'm a big cheesy horror movie fan, and you know this since day one you met me. I normally love this type of movies, but this one just did not do it for me. This one gets a
Oh
pile.
my god! I did not think this. Okay, this is
And
the
I've
surprise
seen
for
some
me.
Bad remakes, man.
I was not expecting this because here's the thing, right? No, I was not expecting you to give it a pile. I was expecting you to maybe give it like a 5 or a 4 or something.
No, it doesn't deserve it. There's two things.
Now, mind you, you do know like 5 being average, 10 being really great,
Right.
1 being really poor, pile, yada yada, right? Okay,
No,
okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
I don't recommend anybody watch this movie. I really don't. If you're getting these services, Netflix or whatever, for this movie, don't bother.
Oh, fucking hell. This is great. I love this. I love this. You know why? You know why? As much shit as I've said about this movie tonight, right?
Yep.
As much horrible gripe I've given this fucking movie, I'll give it a 2.
Why? I just say you're just being generous.
No. Because here's the thing. I can't, like the actors.
Uh-huh.
2 is really bad. Don't get me wrong. 2 is pretty fucking bad. It's definitely below average. No, I won't even say 2. Here we go. 1.5. I'll give it a 1.5. That's as generous as I possibly can be because I can't give it a pile because there were certain points that I was like, okay, that's okay, right? It wasn't a 100% pile of shit to me. It was a 98.5% pile of shit for me. So I give it a 1.5. I did not expect it to turn out less. I honestly expected to give it like a 1, maybe a 1.5 like I did, and you would probably give it like a 4 or something like that.
Nope.
Wow.
No, this movie lacked a lot of the things that I look for in cheesy teenager slasher films.
Fucking
The Titty didn't have none. Okay.
that's what definitely gets the fucking pile.
Yeah, I mean it just didn't have that. None of it.
Oh man, that's great. You know what? This made my night. This alone made watching that movie worth it because I didn't expect that.
And we were talking about you you said that you were gonna hate this movie. I said, I've been
which I did. Don't get me wrong.
So, yeah.
I thought I would hate it more than you, and I thought I did with 1.5. I thought that was pretty fair enough because I do.
No,
I think this movie's a pilot. I think you do, which is fucking wild because I've spent the entire show here just basically shitting all over this fucking movie.
If I had all these movies on DVD and I had to get this movie just to complete this, I would be embarrassed to have that on my shelf. I really would.
I wouldn't.
I would hide that movie before my homies come over. Just so.
If I was fucking,
Yep.
and I had a stray nut come out because I didn't know where to put it, just bow, went everywhere. Yeah. I would I would shoot it at the TV before I even accidentally shot it that way. I would avoid it. It's not even worth it.
Yep.
It's not even worth it.
That would be the target.
Yeah. Like you are the afterthought of my nut. Like, I don't even know if I want to call this movie a dumpster fire. But like I said, ironically enough, like I said, I thought...
would insult my nut that way.
No, I wouldn't. I guess it's like, this is a horrible fucking... Oh, man. But again, I'm surprised. I really thought that I was going to give it the lower score than you. I did not think...
No.
Wow.
No, I don't think in a long time a movie has disappointed me as bad as this movie.
I have. I say this is the worst horror movie I've seen. This by far is definitely not the worst movie in general I've seen. I've seen some really bad fucking movies. But this is definitely number 1 on my fuck this movie list. Okay. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I expected to give it a lesser score. Like I said, I'll give it a 1.5 just for the fact that at least the actors tried. Some of them tried.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Say that for a big studio movie, this has been very disappointing because trust me, there are some really C movies out there that are really really.
What is this? This is Paramount. Isn't this a Paramount movie?
It's a Paramount.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
This is a big studio movie, and
Which, don't get me wrong, big studios do make cheesy
Oh, they do.
B movies,
All the time.
absolutely, but not with a IP like this, not with a franchise like that.
Not to this caliber of.
Not when it was made originally by Wes Craven. Like Wes Craven, I hope he's mad.
I would sue the new director if I was Wes Craven.
Like, I hope he's mad. Don't get me wrong. I love Freddy and all that other shit. I was never a big fan of Scream, but I hope Wes Craven's looking at this movie and going, yeah, I know I made a cheesy movie, but I made a cheesy movie when it was relevant. You guys basically just rode my dick.
Yes. And
So
when he did make this relevant, cheesy movie, he did a great fucking job on that first movie because it was fresh.
It was, okay, I won't say great. I will say it was good for what it was at the time. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it either. It was just like, it bored me, but I didn't hate it. Not like what I'm getting right now. Like, I absolutely hate this one. I didn't hate the original one. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. This one, I fucking hate this movie. I don't recommend this movie to anybody. This movie is just dog shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't recommend this to an enemy.
No. And like I said, you know what? Hey, if you're a Scream fan, by all means, give it a go. You might like it. We're just telling you off the bat that this is what we felt about it. By no means is this a finite saying, hey, you can't be our fans if you like this movie. We love horror movies. We watch horror movies here. We love all things horror. So
We watch movies from the cheesy to the greatest.
exactly. So like,
trust me, this ain't gonna be the last movie you hear me say it's gonna get a pile.
oh no, absolutely. I actually thought I was gonna give this one a pile. I didn't. I'm surprised. I did give it a pile for a different subject, but I didn't give it a pile for the overall. I'm wondering what, so far out of the 4 episodes that we did, nothing's deserved a pile yet for me. We have the next episode, which is going to be the next episode that we're going to do, which is on Old. I don't know yet. That one I'm going to be watching, and we'll see. I have no opinions on it yet because I haven't watched it. But yeah, I didn't think. I don't know. I'm waiting for the one thing to really make me want to give it a pile. I really want it. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that I didn't want to give this movie a pile. I did. I really want to give it a pile. I just can't, for the sake that at least a few of the actors and actresses in this movie tried their very best to make a shit sandwich taste good. So because of that effort, because of those actors and actresses, I will give it a 1.5. Okay, 1.5 overall out of 10. Okay.
Sorry, actors, I'm keeping my pile.
But yeah. So I mean, out of all that, here's the thing though. It's still a bad fucking movie. No matter if I give it a 1.5 and you give it a fucking pile, because a 1.5 isn't that much better than a fucking pile.
Oh yeah, no.
It's still fucking bad, but I was a little more generous.
It's less steamy.
Yeah, the pile at least yours is more. At least, I don't know. I was being nice. I was basically, again, I'm probably sprinkling Febreze on a turd. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You guys, like I said, you want to watch this movie? That's cool. I don't recommend it, but I'm not saying don't watch it. If you're a Scream fan, hey, enjoy it. But this is what we felt about it, and yeah, it's garbage. It's garbaggio. But with that said, we're gonna run it out here because we are definitely going longer than we normally do. Yeah, next episode is going to be on Old. So if you're watching this one, like I said, if you did manage to catch this by accident on the live stream, because I did not mean to hit the live fucking button, this will be getting taken down. It will not be archived. So if you manage to actually catch it on the live, cool. But it will not happen again. Yeah, it will not happen again. That was a complete blunder, and I don't want to start over. We had a great show tonight. I'm going to let it go and be what it is. So yeah, if you manage to catch it live, cool. Then you still got to watch the other episodes. But this is the 4th episode, and the 5th episode will be Old. And we hope you come by, and we hope you continue to watch us grow and watch us find our place, because I think we are. I think we're finding ourselves. I think so.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, the production's doing better. I mean, it looks better here. So yeah, I hope you guys continue to come by and watch how the show aesthetically changes, and how we change, how we grow with this, how our confidence comes into this, and so forth and so on. I hope we don't bore you to not want to watch us. Yeah. I hope you enjoy what we're doing. That's all. But yeah, like I said, we enjoy doing this. As always, right here, you see that QR code. Get to that QR code. That's all things NoBull. If you can't scan the QR code for whatever reason because you're watching this on your phone or whatever, check that URL that is right there below it. And that's the same. That's the URL to the QR code. All things NoBull. That's from the YouTube channel to the Twitch channel to the fucking Instagram. The fucking what's that one that we're gonna start using? Fucking shit. What's the one that I was really hesitant on wanting to use, but now I'm gonna have to use it? TikTok. TikTok.
Well, you're talking about
TikTok.
social media.
Yeah. The TikTok will be in there once that actually goes live. The website will, the website's already in there, but when it goes live, you'll see it in there. So yeah, scan that QR code. All things. Make sure to get in the Discord if you would like to be on a future episode, voice only. If you would like to be on a future episode of the Grimm Tales podcast, make sure to message us. Yeah, make sure to get in that Discord. Get your voice heard because we love to have guests too. It doesn't just have to be us. We would like to have you and hear your voice in here as well. So yeah. You wanna plug the station there, VC?
Yeah, plug the station, synthpopradio.com. Go there and enjoy.
Yeah. All the juicies, what's that, synth pop, dark wave, EBM,
dark wave,
industrial, shit like that.
Industrial.
The occasional quirky song.
Quirky shit. Some 80s in there too. Trust me, I love my 80s synth pop as well.
So yeah, if that sounds like something you want to do.
And if you are an upcoming musician, like I always say, just drop us a note at synthpopradio.com/submit.
Yeah.
That is the URL, and send us your music.
Absolutely. So with that said, I think we had other than the fact of this being live, that's my only gripe about it. But fuck it, like I said. Yeah, I think this went pretty well. I like the quality, and we're going to only continue to do it better. The only downside of this episode was the fact that we had to talk about this shitty movie. But we at least hope we were entertaining in it, and we hope that your assholes don't hurt as much as ours.
I have scars.
Yeah, I got blisters. Yeah, I got blisters on my booty hole. Sorry. It's dripping. It's bad.
I can't wipe anymore because it burns so bad.
It does.
When we did that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But hopefully you come to join us for episode 5. That, like I said, that will be on old. If you've seen it, come see what we thought about it. That will be the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you managed to catch like I said, I didn't advertise it. I wasn't planning on it, but if you managed to actually get into the accidental live stream of this, congratulations. Like I said, it will not happen again. But yeah. Hopefully you're enjoying us so far.
Thank you for being there.
Absolutely. Hopefully you enjoy what we do, and we will continue doing this as long as we possibly can. We have plenty of content to keep doing, so, just be in store for it, I guess. I mean, because we're going to be doing this for a while. So with that said, we're going to bang out of here, and hopefully we see you on the next episode. We love you guys. Peace out. Peace. See you next time.